So, remember when Apple unveiled Apple Intelligence? They promised a total revolution, a new era in personal computing. But now, over a year later, what we've actually got is a classic story of promise versus reality. So, today, we're going to break down exactly what shipped, what didn't, and what it all means for the future of your iPhone. Okay, so let's frame the whole story around this one idea. On one side, you have the promise, a true personal agent that's woven right into the fabric of your digital life. And on the other side, well, you have the reality as of late 2025, a collection of genuinely useful tools for sure, but the real magic? Yeah, that's still on backorder. This gap is what we're exploring today. All right, so first, let's rewind the clock a bit and look at that grand vision Apple sold to the world. It was all about finally creating the Siri 2.0 that, let's be honest, we've all been dreaming of for years. I mean, the promise was huge. We're not just talking about asking for the weather here. This was about a Siri that actually had personal context. It could dive into your emails and calendar to tell you when your mom's flight is landing without you having to look it up. It could handle complex, multi-step commands like finding a photo, editing it, and then sending it off to someone, all in one go. That was the vision, a true digital assistant. So now let's fast forward to today, December 2025, and talk about what's actually on our phones and working. Because while that grand vision is delayed, Apple did ship some really solid practical features. These sort of quiet utilities. The undisputed star of the show right now, the thing everyone seems to agree on, is the set of writing tools. These are built right into the system, so you can use them everywhere, in mail, messages, you name it. They let you proofread, rewrite, and summarize text, and people are finding it genuinely useful. It's one of those quiet features that just works. When you get to the visual features, though, it's more of a mixed bag. As you can see, the cleanup tool for photos is a solid performer. It works really well, pretty much on par with Google's Magic Eraser. But Gemoji, they're fun, but it's a niche thing. And Image Playground has had a pretty low impact. Most people I know played with it for about a week and then totally forgot it existed. Now, one feature that has delivered a real wow factor, especially for people buying a new iPhone, is visual intelligence. You can just point your camera at something and it'll instantly identify it. It's a direct competitor to Google Lens, but because it's baked right into the Apple hardware, it just feels incredibly fast and seamless. And this brings us to Apple's clever little stopgap, what some folks are calling the Siri crutch. See, when Siri's own brain can't handle a complex question, it'll ask for your permission to pass the query on to ChatGPT. It's a really seamless integration, and it acts as this powerful backup. And frankly, for general knowledge, it's the smartest part of the whole system right now. But, a crutch is there for a reason, right? And that brings us right to the heart of this whole promise versus reality gap, the absolutely crucial pieces of the puzzle that are still missing in action. This is the big one. This is what the tech world has dubbed the Siri gap. It's this massive chasm between the two biggest promises, that personal context and app control, and where they stand right now, which is delayed. And this isn't just a small hiccup. This was the very core of what was supposed to make Apple Intelligence a game changer. And this timeline, it just lays it all out in stark perspective. You had the huge announcement back at WWDC in 2024 that got everyone's expectations sky high. But by late 2025, it was confirmed that these core features were being pushed back. The new target? Sometime in 2026. Turns out, announcing the magic is a whole lot easier than actually building it. And look, it's not just those two massive features that are MIA. Other quality of life improvements that were promised are either missing or just really inconsistent. Siri still can't really see what's on your screen and act on it. And the priority notifications feature is totally hit or miss. You think it would highlight an important text, but sometimes it'll bury that and show you a marketing email instead. So, this table kind of sums it all up perfectly. You can see the clear divide. You've got these 5-star utility tools, like the writing tools and that ChatGPT integration, that are live and people really like. But then you have these big, fat red X's on the core Siri upgrades, personal contacts, and app actions. Both are totally missing, kicked down the road to 2026. All right, so with all of this in mind, some good stuff, some key missing stuff, how did the market react? From Wall Street analysts to just the average person. Well, the overall verdict has been pretty sober. It's working, but it's lagging. Pretty much everyone from the tech press to financial analysts has kind of settled on this number. The consensus is that Apple is about 18 to 24 months behind competitors like Google and OpenAI when it comes to just raw AI capability. And that lagging narrative has really taken hold. And, when you see signs of trouble internally, it just adds fuel to that fire. The big one was the high-profile resignation of Apple's AI chief, John Giannandrea, in late 2025. A lot of people saw that as a clear signal that the path to building this advanced AI was way rockier than Apple had let up. But here's the twist. What about regular users? Are they up in arms? Not really. Their feeling is a bit different, and it's best summed up by this quote: boring but safe. There's less disappointment and more just acceptance. People seem to appreciate that Apple is being cautious, focusing on privacy, and that the AI isn't too aggressive or in your face. And that feeling is showing up in the sales numbers. Everyone was predicting this massive AI supercycle of upgrades for the iPhone 16 and 17. It just didn't happen. Most people are still buying new phones for the same old reasons: better cameras, better battery life. For them, Apple Intelligence is a nice to have, not a must have. And a big reason, especially for people on older phones, is battery anxiety. Using these heavy AI features really chews through your battery. So all of this leaves us with the critical question, the one everyone's debating about Apple's future. Is their cautious, privacy-first, slow, and safe strategy the right long-term play that's going to win everyone over in the end? Or is it a recipe for falling permanently behind in what is clearly the most important tech race of our time? Only time is going to tell.